consistent that way. We'd have a great drive and then we'd do some bad stuff. So we were up and down.
Was that Wisconsin influence?
They gave us some tough looks. We knew that was going to be a tough defense. I think at times we misfired on some execution, but we knew that was going to be a tough task. And they did a nice job playing us.
What does their secondary do that just kind of gives everybody problems back there?
Yeah, they're good cover guys. They change up the looks. They'll press you, then they'll bail, and then they'll play off, and they'll come up. You know, they do a nice job of changing it up. They're physical. They're good cover guys. There's not much separation in some of the routes. They really had tightly contested coverage throughout the day that made it hard.
You get a little time to think between regulation and overtime, but did you feel like you had a good idea what you wanted to do with their position, or did you have to wait and see what they did first?
Well, part of the, you always have to adjust a little bit to what the situation is. I thought we had a good draw. We had been hitting that draw. They had a run through on the backside that got us. But I thought we had the last play. I thought Stan popped through there nicely. We had a little bit of push there, and probably if we could have thrown it a hair quicker, get it to him. I thought he had come out of that open for a split second, and they made a nice play on it.
What kind of?
I thought he ran the ball well. There are times where he kind of misfire here and there in the passing game, and I think that is not all his fault. I think that's partly just being in tune with the receivers. We didn't have much production passing early, and we've got to be able to find some ways to just have an easy completion, and we make it hard sometimes. We try to hit some quicks that we didn't complete. So I think we're just inconsistent, and a little bit like the rest of our offense was kind of throughout the day at times.
What kind of lift was Jordan tonight, just getting him back in there?
Yeah, great on third down. He's a guy that makes plays. I think we hit him a couple different times in big situations where he needed it. Anytime you really need to make a play, he's a guy you can count on, and it was good having him back.
Danny, you said inconsistent quite a few of the last 4 or 5 weeks. Are you racking your brain a little bit during the week?
Yeah, I think there's a. I thought we were better in the run game. I think we were physical and we played in. It wasn't all day, but I think it's just a matter of getting that rhythm. Sometimes we had it, sometimes we didn't. I think part of our inconsistency is completing some balls. And I think that whether it's a guy getting open, whether the protection's long enough, whether the quarterback's throwing on time, there's a lot of stuff that goes into it. But we're trying some different things to make everybody comfortable, and we've just got to find that ability to complete some passes when we need it.
Danny, the third down play at the end of regulation where it went deep to Riley, was that kind of what you were looking for on that play? Or
we had a conversion on it. We actually were trying to run a little bit different route, but they took it away, so we converted it. I don't think it was, it's not going to be a bad shot opportunity, but it wasn't, you kind of hoped for a little different look, but we still feel good about the conversion, so that's why I ended up playing it outside.
You had some chances there, midfield, their territory throughout the game. There were moments where you could have got field goals, but you weren't able to get into that 30, 35-yard area. How much do you replay some of those calls and the way you guys execute some of those?
Yeah, I think that's you always are looking at how whether did you miss block it, was it a bad call? What are the things that kept us? I thought the critical part was we had great field position off the interception. We go out there, we had 3 and out. We got a 1st and 10 run that got nothing. And then I think we were incomplete twice. So those are the kind of things where we really needed to have a good, solid drive there. We got momentum, and we punt it right back to them.
Are the offensive line injuries starting to?
They're fighting through
Really
stuff.
get you.
They are.
Tanner's on top of all this.
Yeah, and that you hate to see that. I'm not exactly sure what even he did, but you lose him early in the game, and so you've got to make some adjustments. I thought those guys handled that pretty well. I think we probably had some pressures at times, but I think being able to run like we did, was good. You get into those injury situations, you start to get nervous about being able to run the ball at all. So that was something that we adjusted to. And anytime you lose those guys as starters, it's hard. But the guys that come in, we got to expect them to go in there and play.
If he's